Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and it's been a hot minute since I've done a news update video. Like ever since Torbjorn got his changes, it's been kinda quiet. But as you guys may not know, there was a new developer update, and also some other bits of information has been dropping here and there that I thought, hey, why not make today's video an entire news video, informing you guys, updating you guys, and also getting you guys hyped. Because my god, some of this stuff is... I just cannot wait until they release some of this stuff, so let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is Hero 29. It's the first thing in the title, and it's probably the first thing you want to hear about, because this is the most exciting time for Overwatch. When a new character comes in the game, we claim it's OP, we complain about it, up until the brand new hero comes out the following months. However, so many people are speculating that Hero 29 is going to be announced at Blizzcon, and Blizzcon is coming up at the beginning of November, which is almost about 4 months since Hammond was released on PTR. But if a time frame wasn't enough to convince you that possibly we could be seeing Hero 29 announced at BlizzCon, Jeff Kaplan recently went on developer update and de-announced, even though that's not a word, he said that they're not going to be revealing a brand new map.
I want to be explicitly clear that we're not announcing a new map this year at BlizzCon.
And it seemed very odd that he spent a minute or two kind of explaining, yeah, we're not going to be releasing a brand new map, we feel like it gets overshadowed by other parts of BlizzCon or other announcement that we have, and that was it. That was the only thing that he said wasn't going to be announced at BlizzCon. Well, you gotta think, what other amazing stuff could possibly overshadow a brand new map that they otherwise would announce at BlizzCon? Could it be a new cinematic? Could it be a brand new game mode? Or more importantly, Hero 29, my boys, this was the biggest indication that Hero 29 is probably going to be announced at BlizzCon. But also the third reason why, it's freaking BlizzCon. This is the celebration of all Overwatch IPs, and the biggest thing of Overwatch are the heroes. Why? Just use logical thinking. BlizzCon, it's a celebration of Overwatch and other Blizzard IPs, so why wouldn't they announce an Overwatch hero? So I just want to talk about that and tell you guys I'm 95% sure we're going to be seeing Hero 29 BlizzCon, and I'm 100% sure we're not going to be getting a brand new map because Daddy Jeff said himself. But the next thing I want to talk about that was not included in developer update is going to be regarding the brand new Overwatch League teams. And this is going to be getting so many fans excited because there was officially one team announced and one team leaked that looks pretty legit. I mean, why wouldn't they announce this team? And this is going to be the Atlanta Reign and the Toronto Venom. So this kind of makes sense that now they start to announce these new Overwatch League teams. Around this time last year, we saw the announcement of the Shanghai Dragons and all the other teams that we later saw in the first inaugural season. And now we get the first official second season new team, which is the Atlanta Reign, taking place in Atlanta. They're owned by Cox Communication, don't laugh at that. And it has the color scheme of red and gray, and it has the Atlanta Falcon bird also shared with the Atlanta Falcons. Not shared, but inspired from the Atlanta Falcons. But now the second team that was leaked on Reddit, this might not be real, but I really hope it is, are going to be the Toronto Venom. The biggest reason why I want this to be real, look at their uniforms. Oh my god, they are all black and white. You can never go wrong with an all black and white skin, and the uniforms I can only imagine are gonna be fire. So word to Drake, word to Justin Bieber, but I might become a Toronto Venom fan right next to the Houston Outlaws, all because of their uniforms, okay? Oh, these look so beautiful. I hope this is real, man. But this next thing has got me so hyped that I can't wait to actually get my hands on it and actually try it out. And this is going to be the World Cup viewing beta. So how this works is that when the World Cup is going on, you're going to be able to watch the perspective of whatever player you want to view. So if I'm watching the United States team and I want to see Muma and play in his famous Winston, I can actually watch from his perspective. I can literally go into his eyes, or at least into the screen, and see what he is doing. And then once I'm sick of watching Muma, I can switch to someone like Raucus and really hone in on his Zenyatta skills and find out when he decides to discord or who he decides to throw his Harmony Orb. This will allow you to get in the heads, literally get in the heads of your favorite Overwatch player, assuming that they're on the Overwatch World Cup committee, on the United States team, the French team, the Korean team, whatever the case may be. I've never really seen this in an esports. That's why I'm so excited, because yes, we have viewing perspective. Yes, we are able to watch from certain players' perspective, assuming that the casting team decides to watch that player at that given time period. But never has there really been an esport that literally gives each player a camera to allow the viewer to choose who they want. You have to get lucky that you get on maybe Shadowburn's camera, or on Muma's camera, or on Jake's camera, whatever the case may be. Now, you're able to choose who you want to watch. However, there is one disappointing feature about this that are going to get people angry, but I need to explain why they're doing it. This World Cup viewing beta is only available to PC players. The reason why it's only available to PC players during the World Cup is so that they can really test it out and make sure that this is polished once the Overwatch League releases, or at least commences for Season 2, because they plan to use the same function in the Overwatch League for everybody to use, but they want to test it out with just PC players because if they're screwing up, they don't want everybody to be disappointed because they realize there's a huge fan base on the console side of Overwatch. You can still watch the World Cup if you're a console player, you just can't use this feature where it allows you to really watch whoever you want to watch during that World Cup game. Also included in the beta is the ability to watch at any perspective, not just the player's perspective, but just like how the Overwatch casting team can pan out and have a bird's eye view, you can also do that. So imagine that you're the caster. You're the casting team at the Overwatch World Cup or the Overwatch League, as long as you're a PC player. Is it disappointing that console players can't have access to this feature during the World Cup? Yes, but remember, you're still going to be able to watch the World Cup, and it's going to be extremely polished once the Overwatch League commences and you're able to use this. Now, the next thing that's kind of related to the viewing of the World Cup is going to be a replay system. This is something I've been wanting for such a long time because there is no replay system, but Halo 3 almost a decade ago has that kind of feature. It just kind of blows my mind that Blizzard hasn't had this up until now. Well, only for the World Cup and only for PC players. So the replay system, I don't really think I need to explain it. Any kind of game that commences, you're able to watch back, and I'm assuming at any kind of perspective. This is just like Halo 3 replays way back in the day, but now it's it's in Overwatch. But again, this is only going to be for the World Cup, so World Cup games are the only things that are going to have replayability, but the plan is to release it for everyone that has Overwatch games. They're going to be able to watch it back or possibly record it and send it into people like Stylosa's Overanalyze, because you can also view it at different perspectives, which will give Stylosa or anybody that reviews gameplay a better way to coach you. So this replay system is not just going to be able to look back at your awesome Genji montage, it's also going to help you learn from the best as seen in Overwatch Cup replays, but also learn from your own gameplays, find out mistakes, find out where you should be positioning. So that's why I really like the replay system. But now let's get into the buffs that recently went live on PTR yesterday. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker because there's a lot to cover. So the first thing to Mercy, the change here was that the ultimate cost was reduced by 15%, but the thing I really want to focus on and show you guys was the healing per second was increased from 50 to 60. As shown by this Roadhog, it was the same damage took, but I heal way quicker on the PTR than I do on live servers. So I really wanted to show this part because it shows the drastic changes, especially for Mercy. And the next thing is to Reaper, and the spread randomization was reduced by 50%, and this was especially shown same distance, but I do way more damage because there's less spread, and I also heal way more for Reaper on PTR. The next thing for Roadhog, it's a little bit confusing, but at least for his hook, it is way quicker and way faster because then it was reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.3 seconds, as you can show by it slowing down right there. And also there was another thing like where his spread, also similar like Reaper, was reduced by 50%, the randomization rather. Here is the perfect example with the freeze frame. I do way more damage on the right than left. This was hard to show, and it was to his whole hog, but it was reduced, at least the knockback, by 25%. And Symmetra's an easy one. The primary fire now charges up to 20% faster. And the last and final news update for Overwatch that I want to talk about are the official LEGO sets have been leaked. They haven't been announced. So if you don't want any spoilers and you want to get this for Christmas, don't look. But we already knew about a Bastion set because we saw a bunch of speed builds online. But now there was released of the Winston Space Shuttle payload featuring Tracer and Widowmaker. There was also the spaceship itself on Watchpoint Gibraltar featuring Mercy, Winston, and I think Tracer and Reaper. The next set is Bastion himself again. However, he is able to transform and also with a different skin. There is a Hanamura LEGO set featuring Hanzo, Genji, and I don't know who homie is running with that little tablet, but he's in the set as well. And there was also the Dorado payload featuring Reaper and McCree and Soldier 76. And there's also just a big Lego, well, not a big Lego set, but not little tiny minifigures featuring Reinhardt and Diva. But there is a tiny mini Diva figure in the Diva mech itself. And those are all the Lego sets that we're going to be receiving from Overwatch and Lego themselves. And that's all I have for you guys. And man, I could not be any more proud of Blizzard because this is their 3rd year into the game and they're not letting up on the gas. They're coming out with new merchandise with Legos. They're coming out with new ways to view the Overwatch World Cup and Overwatch League, new Overwatch League teams, and also still keeping up with buffs and changes for heroes. They are firing at all cylinders, and like, can you name any other video game company that really does that in their 3rd year of a video game? Maybe League of Legends and Riot Games, but man, you have to be proud of Blizzard and what they've done. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of any of this, the hero changes, the Legos, the viewing, whatever the case may be. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.